What's happening, people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mr. London Plumber. Today's video is all about why do you want to become a plumber? Is it because of the money? That's what it's entitled, because money is appealing to everybody. But before I get along with this, I've been a plumber for 20 years and I just want to make sure you like, share and subscribe, because I don't want to be a plumber all my life. I want to be a YouTuber at some point. So therefore I need you to subscribe to my channel. And with that being said, we're going to get on with the video. So we're going to stick to the facts and the points, right? So the facts of me making this video right now in 2024, the national average wage for a plumber, or the national average wage for plumbing, for plumbers, is 33,000, right? So there are people who get paid below that national average, and that might be apprentices, that might be people who don't have the experience or don't have the full ticket, right? So you might not have the full MVQ, or you might have a diploma. So that might be the reason why someone's going to pay you less money than someone who is fully employed. But what we do need to look at with this, and which I've done my research, you don't have to do it, how much people are doing or registered as a plumber or a heating engineer. In this country, it's 120,000, approximately, roughly. Do you get it? Because there's some people that don't even register them being even here anyway. But that's another story. We're only talking about plumbers, right? So once you work out that number, you start to make sense of where the industry is, right? So you have people who are self-employed who actually get more money than people who are on or looking around the national average and all that. And the reason why I say they get more money is because they charge a premium at a higher rate. If you charge a higher rate, you're obviously going to make more money, you're obviously going to spend more money on tax, but you're ultimately going to end up with a bigger gross sum at the end, or your net profit, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be a lot more larger than someone who is working for an employer, right? So why do we still get into plumbing thinking that there's loads of money, when the statistics kind of shows you there's a proportion of people who actually are the high-end people? Like, I would say someone who is experienced, had a certain amount of years experience, they're probably getting like 50 grand a year. 50 grand a year is like a medium, but it doesn't mean that you end up with 50k or 50 grand at the end of it, because you got to deduct tax and all stuff like that. So these types of things have got to come into your thinking when it comes to why am I becoming a plumber? Because a lot of people over the years, myself as a plumbing lecturer, I've seen a lot of people tell me I'm in it for the money. I'm in it for the money, Jay. That's good. Sounds good. You're in it for the money. But how much money do you want? How much money until you're happy? Because a lot of people have never worked out or played with tax numbers, or got a figure like 55k and put it into a tax calculator and said to themselves, how much would I end up at the end of it? 55,000 sounds like a great big figure to give to someone if they're just becoming a plumber or they're just into plumbing, because it sounds like a roundabout figure. But at the end of the day, it's not that far off of being 33 after tax, if you get what I mean. I think it's like 35. Don't get me wrong, and my maths is not spot on, because you guys can work it out for yourself. So if somebody gives you a figure like 60, 50 grand, you're able to put that in a tax calculator and be able to work out how much you should be taking home at the end of it, right? So always use this as a point of reference. I've always used it as a point of reference. Why do people think plumbers make so much money? Because they're probably looking at the one or two firms which actually do make high-end money, or the people are on higher wages than the rest of the people, and you'll say to yourself, you go off the back of that. Like, I won't say who, but there's a particular company which drive around in red and blue and white vans, and people have spoken out their company for years about people earning a lot of money, but that's not the top earners. If you've been in plumbing and you're in this industry, they're not the top earners at all. You would seem like they're making money, but it's the areas which you are in that allows you to quantify and to actually rate a higher rate of pay. So I have been a plumber who just works in Chelsea, Knightsbridge, and in Mayfair. Those are the affluentest areas in London. There is 10 affluent areas, but I don't want to tell you all my business. So those areas, you can charge a higher premium to be able to get the same level, not the same level of service, because they want a high level of service. So you got to be on your game. You got to be on your A game. You got to be in what I call the Premier League of being a plumber, of being an electrician, or being a heating engineer. Premier League is West End vibes. If you're on West End vibes, that means you get West End money. That means that your money call out's like a minimum. If you're on your top vibe, is a minimum of £250. Minimum call out. I was doing call outs for 280, 320. That's where I want to be at, and that's my sweet spot. Just because customers ask for a lot when they want it done now, I have to drop whatever I'm doing right now to be able to attend that call. So if I'm an hour away, I have to drop everything what I'm doing, make sure that I've got a 2 to 3 hour window so I can obviously get to the place where I need to do, possibly fix it, have some time to repair it, and if not, have some time to be able to do the remedial job as soon as possible. Because generally those people want the jobs done now and now and now. That can't always be done in our industry because we don't always have materials. That's materials which always messes us up. But I've got something to tell you if you're listening to this video and you want to make money as a plumber, because I guess you are, because that's all this video is about. So I want to tell you about Trade Part Finder, which is a company which allows you as tradespeople, heating engineers, plumbers, to be able to get parts delivered to your job to not waste any time. Don't say I didn't tell you nothing. So I'm putting across here, this is their Instagram, Trade Part Finder. Say Mr. London Plumber sent you and you've watched this video. That's a nice little plug for me. Anyway, back to the video. What I'm saying is that the amount of people who are under the national average is a lot more than the people who are over. So in hindsight, I don't know why we always think to ourselves, you know, I'm going to become a plumber, I'm going to make loads of money. What I always say to people, and my years of teaching as a plumber, I say to them, well, how many plumbers do you know who are rich or have got a lot of money? It always goes silent there. Because me, myself, I've been doing plumbing nearly coming up 21 years now. I probably know 5 millionaires who are plumbers. 5. And I know more plumbers than I know 5 of them, basically. All in all, I probably know about 200 plumbers in general. Only 5 of them are millionaires. That shows me that the money is not always there. And the people who do earn the high amount, it might be for other reasons. They own the company. They've started a business venture which is making them a lot of profit. They have a profitable plumbing company. There's loads of things that I could say to you right now which would warrant the reason why they are where they are and why the other people are not where they are as well. But this is not a video on that. This is a video on the disparity between the top and the bottom. And when I say the bottom, I mean the average. Nobody get upset if you're average, because I've been average for a long time and I moved my way out of that. I'm not going to tell you where I am because I don't need to tax people or anyone getting on to me. But I'm above, way above where I'm above anything what I've said today. So you work it out for yourself. But at the end of the day, homing those skills and getting to that place takes time. It takes a good plan of action on how you're going to get away from that, because again, moving through different leagues within the trade what you're in means that you have to scale up, means that you have to be better than everybody else who's in this thing, really. Everyone else who's over here, I've got to be way better than them because they're all getting paid 33,000. Everyone over here is getting paid 50,000. So I've got to be better than them and them. How do I do that? I scale up. I work on my skills, I work on my people skills, I work on my technical ability, and I work on getting more skills to be able to do the job what I need to do. It's not the total answer to everybody, but all I'm saying that think about it in hindsight today. How many plumbers or heating engineers do you know who are making over 65,000? And even if they would tell you, how many do you know? I'm not trying to tell you it's an undoable thing. I'm just trying to say that there is a big gap. Like, you know, when you're getting on a train, when they say mind the gap, that's the gap a lot of people are down. It's not a bad one. It's just one that people are unaware of, I would say, within this industry, because they feel as in, oh, if I get qualifications, if I start doing jobs, if I start doing this, I'll start making the money. It's not the case. Sometimes you can't be bothered to do any of the jobs, and other times you need to know certain people. And if you're not a people person where you get in with people and sometimes give some of your free time to people for free for them to see if you're worth it, you might not get that opportunity. And a lot of the time I've found personally, it's an opportunist place where someone else has you got to prove your skill set and what you can do to other people for other people to give you a try. And even if they do give you a try and they don't like you as a person, they're not really going to be allowing you to make that money freely. They're going to give you a hard time about it. And that's my own personal experience. But there's always ways around this industry about being smart. You need to be behind certain ideas, certain concepts. I've already told you I was behind one of my ideas today, which I've spoke to you about. So you let me know in the comments section if you could tell what that idea was and see if it didn't go around you too much. But all I'm saying is that the industry is not massive. As you can see, we don't have a lot of people who are heating and plumbing engineers. Only 120,000 people are kind of registered to be heating and plumbing engineers. But that doesn't cap off or tell you that you can't get to that top tier part, because I started at the lower part, lower than getting 25,000, 14,000 I think was 13 or 14,000 was my first wages, but I've been in it for 20 years now. So you can imagine now what point I'm at. But it's this conversation which I always seem to have with apprentices and young people who are getting into the industry. When I say to them, so why are you getting into the industry? Oh, because I want to make money. Don't we all want to make money, mate? Don't we all want to make money? But have you made any money before this? Do you know how to manage money? And have you studied this industry? The answers are normally no. And I would tell people to always find out those crucial parts before you jump in. Because when you jump in and you're invested, I mean, done the course, I mean, got the tools, got the van, and you start to realize the money, it might be out there, but it's harder to get than what it seemed like in the beginning. Yeah, you're right. But finding a way to figure it out is the beauty behind it. And everybody's not going to get it. Like, I went around the route of going for affluent people. And affluent people are going to pay me what I want. That's how I moved about it. Me personally. Everybody can't do that because of where they live. I live in London. I live near affluent people. Affluent homes, as they would say. Or affluent communities. So it's easier for me to market myself over there, and over there. It might be harder for somebody else because you might live further away from it. Do you get it? So think about these things before you do it, because having a plan of action allows you to have better longevity, but have a better chance of being successful. Do you know what I mean? Because this is what this video is about. I think people might measure your level of success when it comes to being a plumber with how much you earn at the end of the day. Remember, people are very low and fickle like that. So, you know, how much you earn might be, oh, you're a good plumber because you earn 60, 70k. Oh, you're a good heating engineer because you earn 100k. If you want to equate money to someone being good or successful, yeah, that's what we're talking about then. But generally, it's not. It becomes a lot more than that. But that's for another story. But I just wanted to tell you the disparity between the top and the bottom, which was the average national wage being at 33,000, and the top end, top, 80s, 60s. If you're in the mid, you're in the 50s, 60s, that's mid. 70s, 65, 70s, 80s, you're heading up towards the tops. But let me know what you think about this video, and if I said it right in the right way. If you did, make sure you like, share and subscribe, because I say these things from my point of view, which is my life and me being in this industry. So make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's get it.